You are listening to That's Life, a One Love media production.
Minus 20 and counting. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We have ignition. 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff. All systems are go. Apollo 8. Thank you.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to That's Live. I'm your host, Kyle Fields, and today we're talking about letting go. When to hold on, when to walk away, and let's be honest, when to stop trying to fix something that's already fallen apart. Look, I get it. We're taught that quitting is bad, that persistence always pays off, that if we just hold on a little longer, things will magically work out. And sometimes that's true, but other times, holding on is just another way of prolonging your own suffering. Today, we're breaking this down from a societal, theological, and psychological perspective. Plus, as always, I'll leave you with some practical steps for when you're stuck between fighting for something and finally letting go. So, if you're clinging to something that's not working, a relationship, a job, or an outdated dream, but maybe just a pair of jeans that haven't fit you since 2012. This episode is for you. Segment 1. Society and the pressure to hold on. All right, let's talk about how society guilt trips us into holding on to things way past their expiration date. From childhood, we hear winners never quit and quitters never win. That's a great pep talk if you're trying to finish a marathon. But what happens when the finish line is on fire? What happens if you're out here running, but the track is crumbling beneath your feet? We live in a world that glorifies hustle culture. Work harder, grind longer, push through the pain. But where's the line between persistence and self-destruction? Think about it. How many people stay in jobs they hate because they don't want to be seen as giving up? How many people stay in relationships that are dead on arrival just because they don't want to start over? How many of us chase dreams we don't even want anymore because we're too scared to admit we've changed? We treat quitting like failure, but sometimes quitting is the best thing you can do. You wouldn't keep eating a sandwich that's growing mold just because you already paid for it, right? So why do we stay in situations that are clearly past their prime? Segment 2. Faith and discernment. Now, let's bring faith into this perspective. Because sometimes holding on isn't about being strong. It's about not trusting God enough to let go. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 6 says, a time to search, a time to give up, a time to keep, and a time to throw away. That verse is proof that sometimes we need to let go, and that's the right move. Let's look at some biblical examples. Jesus walked away from places where people rejected him. Example, Luke chapter 9, verse 5. Paul left cities that wouldn't receive his message. And even God tells us in Exodus 14:14, the Lord will fight for you. You only need to be still. I know we all fight with that one. Be still? Yeah, not for me. Sometimes we fight battles that aren't ours to fight. We keep forcing doors open when God is clearly trying to close them. And trust me, I've been there. I've held on to things that I had no business holding on to, thinking maybe, just maybe, if I try a little harder. Meanwhile, God's up there like, Kyle, let it go. If something keeps falling apart, no matter how hard you try, maybe it's not meant to be rebuilt. Maybe God is trying to move you, and you're out here clinging to rubble. Segment 3: Psychology and the fear of letting go. Now, let's talk about why it is so hard to let go. It's not just about stubbornness. Our brains are wired to fear change. Even when a situation is bad, we hold on because it's familiar. Ever heard of the sunk cost fallacy? It's when you keep investing in something just because you've already put so much into it. You know, I've already spent 10 years at this job. We've been together for so long. I can't quit now. I've come too far. But here's the thing: you can't get to where you're supposed to go if your hands are full of what's not working. Let me put it to you in another way. If you're holding a plate of food and someone offers you something better, but you refuse to put the plate down, that's on you. If you're stuck in something that drains you, exhausts you, or keeps you from growing, ask yourself, am I holding on to this because I want to? Or because I'm afraid of what will happen if I let it go? Segment 4: Steps for helping to let go. All right, let's get into the how. If you're wrestling with whether to hold on or let go, here are some practical steps to help you decide. Number 1, ask yourself, is this still helping me grow? Or is it just holding me back? Number 2, pray for clarity. Ask God if this is a test of patience or a door he's trying to close. Number 3, assess the fruit. Matthew chapter 7 verse 16 says, "By their fruit you will recognize them." Is this situation bringing peace, love, and joy? Or stress, anxiety, and doubt? Number 4, picture the future. If you stay in this situation, where will you be in 1 year, 5 years, 10? Number 5, take one small step.
That's one small step for man.
Letting go doesn't have to happen overnight. Start with conversation, a boundary, or simply allowing yourself to consider a different path. Letting go isn't just about ending something, it's about trusting what's ahead is better than what was behind. So, if you're in that place right now, if you're staring at something, wondering whether to fight for it or finally just let it go, just remember, letting go isn't about losing. It's about making space for something better. That's it for today, but join us next week for an episode I think a lot of people need to hear. And that is overcoming self-doubt and silencing the inner critic. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share with someone who needs to hear this. Until next time, do you, but do it with love and affection. I'm Kyle Fields, and that's life.
Well, that's all the time we have. So long, kids.
So long, coffin stuffers.
So long, suckers.
So long, jerks.
Now beat it before I get Cambodian on your asses.